Let's move forward now for our last moment, our last Rario black moment of the day of this first collection. And this is a match that I'm sure you're familiar with, but for our viewers, for our spectators, for our fans, this is a performance that will blow your socks off.
He's got the six number 13, and Andre Russell, the Superman of 2020 cricket, has taken the Talawars home in the most improbable chase. Here at the Queen's Park Oval, one of the greatest innings in T20 cricket, Andre Russell finishes 121 not out from 49 deliveries. And the Talawars have chased down a score of 216. They finished 225 for 6 with 3 balls to spare. And he's got a hat-trick as well.
You heard Alan Wilkins. 121 of 49 balls, a century of 40 balls, the fastest century in Hero CPL history. Danny, how do you stop a batsman on that kind of rampage in a T20 game?
Well, clearly you don't.
Exactly.
I'm a bit annoyed about Rario. Come on. What about a few more highlights? I want to see a couple more sixes, a couple of flamboyant fours. But he is, yeah. And also, as Wilco mentioned there too, he got that hat-trick that night. So you'd probably class this as, is it the best performance ever in the short history of T20 in one particular outing, to chase down 217 to win, and did it with 3 balls to spare moods. Let's get to the bar and party early.
Indeed, I mean, exactly what you said, Danny, and this is a good time to remind our viewers and our fans that this batting performance of Andre Russell qualifies as a black moment, but his bowling performance, which we discussed a night or two ago, forms a gold moment. So can you imagine having both of those in your collection to complete a set of possibly, Tom, the most complete and spectacular and audacious and unparalleled T20 performance on the day?
Well, it's no coincidence. There's a bit of a theme occurring throughout this this programming that we've been doing over the last week, and there's a lot of Andre Russell in that. And I think that highlights the value of him as a T20 cricketer. The destructive capacity he has with both bat and ball and in the field, because we've seen him take some spectacular catches as well, which have been part of the moments. But I think this particular moment and that hat-trick, if you are capable of having that combination in your collection, wow, I'll tell you what, you've got hold of something pretty special, because I think, for one individual to have an impact like that on a game on the same night, I think is the odds of that are going to be very, very rare. Probably as rare as what it's going to be as someone beating 6 for 6, Shakib Al Hassan's efforts. But yeah, look, I remember that game very, very clearly. And Andre Russell got dropped first ball in that 100. He mishit one out to deep mid wicket, and I can't remember who it was, and I shouldn't name him if I could remember, but he got dropped at deep mid wicket. The fielder was running in from the boundary, dropped it, should have been taken, and then the next 39 balls he faced, he scored 100, and then as we've mentioned, he went on to score 121 off the 49. Breathtaking. The side were 41 for 5. Chasing 224. Get your head around that. You'd be sitting there in the dugout as a coach, licking your chops, thinking, well, we can put 2 points away here, boys. We've got this in the bag. Who are we playing next? And then as the evening unfolds, all your sort of thought process have done a complete backflip, and you're thinking, my God, how am I going to address this at the end of the game? Because it was just a freakish individual performance that has created an incredible moment in the history of the Caribbean Premier League.
Indeed, and I'm sure all the bowlers would have been shying away, from their captain tossing them the ball. Danny, I'm sure you would appreciate this. Tossing the ball and you're saying, "Namaste," away from that.
Yeah, I said, "Come on, come on, soon. Let's weave some magic. Let's get him out, finish him off. He can't keep hitting it out of the ballpark." But wow, that night he did, and it was phenomenal. It really was. And so, yeah, and you look at, I know we've gone over with yourself and Moods over the last few days, and we've talked about Christopher Henry Gale clearly really stands out. But I think probably you look at these two guys and both Jamaicans that really do stand out massively in the CPL, but really over all the franchises, and that's why they're in demand and they're paid the big bucks at the IPL. Is that they have such a they stamp their authority and they have such an impact for their side. So. Great entertainment, and that's what you pay your money through the turnstiles to come and see.
Indeed, and let's not forget that this was his first match as captain as well. So let's sort of pile on the layers of performance, for Andre Russell. Right, we've got a quick question that we can dart into. Amir asks, "Is this innings a Hollywood superhero movie in the making, with Russell playing all the Avengers?"
Well, there was a movie star there, Mooch, wasn't there? He was one of the owners. Shah Rukh Khan was there, of course, in red and black, and you just saw him in that footage. He was up applauding, so maybe saying, "Yeah, look, there you go, sign him up."